I was appointed here 7 years ago as the Chief Commissioner of the Equality Commission, and I chair the board, and there are 15 colleagues who all go through the public appointments process, and our role is to give the strategic vision for the Commission. And the Commission was established out of the Belfast Good Friday Agreement and took some legacy commissions into account, and we've had some additional responsibilities since there. Whenever we set out to establish what I guess we call a shared society, it was important that those who authored the Belfast Good Friday Agreement said that the twin pillars would be a society built on equality and human rights. And that remains the case 20 years on. So part of our role is to ensure that the legislation is there to protect people. Partly it's raising awareness of the protections and the responsibilities for employers and public sector bodies and service providers. It's partly supporting individuals, and every year we take about 50 strategic cases to highlight the legislation and promote awareness of the legislation. We also have a responsibility as monitor of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities. Well, obviously we've just finished part of a strategic consultation for our next strategic plan, and when you think that one of the key priorities is around education and under-attainment and bullying, it's vital that we hear the role of young people. So in that engagement we've invited from young people and other groups, because obviously young people aren't the future, they're the present. The sad thing is that 7 years on in my tenure, age discrimination receiving services is still not included in this place. It is in Britain and it is in Ireland. Our services are available to all, regardless of age. And we had a number of recent cases, a young boy who was 13 from mixed race background, who was followed around a particular store and was then told to leave. And when his mother asked the manager why he was told to leave, and she was told by that manager, "We've had a problem with blacks here." That was a 13-year-old boy. The equality law protects you in receiving services, not under the terms of your age, but in terms of your ethnic background, your sexual orientation, disability. So that's regardless. I think one of the big things we did in the past, but haven't been able to do just the same way, is outreach to schools. So we tend to be working now through stuff that we do online and through tailored approaches through teachers. So much more needs to be done, I guess, both in equality and human rights education for young people. In the next 12 months, when I think I've been here 7 years and there's unfinished business, I didn't think that 2 years on we'd still be saying we have a lack of devolved assembly here. And my hope is that young people don't get disillusioned by the fact politics haven't worked here, because politics can work and should work. So I would love an assembly to be back. I would love local accountable decision making. I would love that young people are holding the politicians to account. It's important we've got protections. It's important we don't export our young people. And my call therefore is to get awareness of your legislation, stand up for your rights and begin to promote those rights. For the first time in the last 2 years, race hate and race events have actually outperformed, if that's the right term, sectarianism. So there are 3 race incidents recorded to the police every day, and that's increased about 65 on last year. This seems to be a new area of prejudice that's emerging, and about 40% of young people have seen racially motivated bullying in schools. Those are the reported cases. We can do much better than that. And if we work with other service providers, we can make this place a truly shared place for young people to be proud of and to live.